I know it's redundant, but we got to do it again. I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't realize that I'm going on earlier too. So that's why I'm going to give it an entire 5 minutes of blabbering about utter nonsense. Let us begin. What nonsense shall we start with? Well, I almost crashed just now. But it's going to get down to about 34 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. And you Canadians and Chicago people and, wherever you live are like, that's nothing, man. I already know that, okay? I lived in those areas. But for us here, I can assure you that that is not nothing. This early in December, for it to get near freezing where I'm at is pretty unusual. So I know where you're at, you're probably a frozen popsicle, but us spoiled little brat Californians, we just get the luxury, right? We still have the fake sun to deal with though. Okay, we got two people here, look at that. Are you going to remain incognito, or shall you present yourself? So for the first 5 minutes, I'm blabbering about nonsense, just to wait for people. Infinite Court, I knew it was going to be you. I knew it was going to be you for sure. How you doing? I'm good. I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm okay, up and down. Up and down, emotional roller coaster. Been feeling a lot of weird energy last few days. Hey Trish, how you doing? Thanks for coming on. Really introspective sort of things. And one of the subscribers here I've been talking to through email for the last couple of days, and had some really interesting conversations and some really brilliant insights and things that I'm hoping to share sometime in the future. So that's cool. Yeah, and I'm totally aware that this conversation is rather redundant. Ever since I really started, talking on this channel actively since 2019, or actually probably even 2018, I have been talking pretty consistently about war. So I understand it's redundant and it's like beating a dead horse, but I feel like, because of the recent changes, that it's at least important to get over this once, especially at least do a live stream on it, because I'm talking about my perspective on current events, and the point of this live stream is to hear what you think this all means, what you think all the warmongering means. What is it used for? What is the purpose for it? So the purpose of this live stream is to hear your opinion, guys. Okay, infinite corridors. If this chat works, can you work? Quantum immortality jump last night. I died and shifted and woke up with personal Mandela effects where I live. Stuff is different. Yeah, you know what? I totally believe you, because I've been feeling really off like the last few days. Just so out of it, so off. It's almost like I can tell like something happened to me too. I'm not saying it's the same thing that happened to you. I'm just saying like something is definitely weird. I was actually thinking maybe it's because I was visiting that super creepy ass website, and maybe that might have had something to do with it, and it might but I can't help myself. I'm too curious. I gotta dig everywhere, you know what I mean? Like I can't control it. Like I just have this insatiable desire to like just poke holes everywhere, More fear-based. They love the fear energy. Yep. Shit's getting even stranger now. It is getting strange. It is getting strange, yes. And you know what? To talk about, there's a noticeable energy shift. There is. it's kind of a heavy energy. I mean, to me, it feels heavy. It feels like a weight on my shoulders. It feels a little bit uncomfortable. Like my mind just feels saturated with something. I don't know how to explain it. It's not a very comforting feeling, though, or sensation, or whatever you want to, however you want to put it. But I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna. There's a change in the atmosphere. This shift is weird. Yeah. So we're all on the same page, guys. We're all. I mean, yeah. Last three since I saw you, Nigel, in LA, these last couple of days. Oh my God. I've just been completely weirded out by everything. Like, I feel even more dreamy, even more dreamlike than before. Everything just feels like a dream. Like it's, I don't even know how to put it. Like I don't know how to explain. I can't put the right words to it. I think this. Okay, so this comment right here. I don't know if you guys see it. That is some kind of bot. Okay, it's everywhere. So if you could prove to me you're a real person, then say it right now. But you've been commenting that same comment for like a year now. So I don't. You must be a bot. Okay. Anyway. So okay, we might have Chad come on, my fellow. He has a channel himself, and he is really taking notice of the movements of military equipment, all that stuff. He spent many years in the Iraq War, and he said that he's going to come on the chat and discuss what is going on and what he feels is about to take place. And he is very well versed in military strategy and things like that. Oh, you're not a bot? Well, how come you never say anything else? Okay. Oh, say something else once in a while, man. Okay. Thanks for confirming at least. All right. Tunnel Mental said, for the first time in years, I stayed in my PJs all day. I felt like I had to stay in. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like I have trouble being outside myself. And I mean, it's kind of chilly too, but I mean, I like it. I'd rather do the chill than not the chill. What in the world was that? It kicked me out again. Oh man. Okay. Anyway, let's do it. I don't see Chad right quite here yet, but it's all good. Infinite Corridors says I was completely undergrounded and disordered all day since I woke up after the quantum jump. Yes. Everything does feel very disorderly. Yes. It feels like I have the desire to be organized, but I'm like incapable. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It's so weird. It's like quantum jump last night. If you guys are all feeling this uneasy, strange shifting energy, what does it mean? Well, I mean, I'm good. I can relate that to the birthing process. I believe that's what it is. Of course, I'm always going to go back to iPad Go 2. What else is it going to be? But that's just me. You know about war, though. Let's get into the happy, lovely subject. My grandparents, both of them, spent all 5 years in World War II, and my grandpa, on my mom's side, he wrote a book about his experiences, a book that was personally signed by Vladimir Putin himself. I'm not kidding. And he received a personal medal from him as well. So he was, I don't know if he was a high ranking or he was he definitely had a lot of medals and awards. He played a big role in the Soviet army of some kind. I could tell you, even though he wrote a book, I can tell you how much he didn't like talking about it, though. Because every time I asked him as a kid, he had the strangest look on his face that I've ever seen on a person. It's a combination of dread, depression, and horror. Like, Like it's like you ask him about the war. He died a couple of years ago, just to make that clear, at the age of 98, by the way. And it's like his heart sank every time I asked this question. I mean, of course, his heart would sink. Anybody's heart would sink because this is not normal. It's not a normal state to be in for our spirit. It's not good for our soul development to murder each other in droves, okay? It's just not. I don't care who argues, oh, it's natural, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. No, it's not. It's not. There's nothing good about it. So, of course, when you ask someone about it, and it brings up memories like this, they're going to feel dread. So, I'll tell you what, guys. I've been keeping up with this. There's some really strange stuff in the news. Really nonsensical things, like, for example, today, trauma-inducing. Yes, it's specifically designed to traumatize the soul and to break you down, to fracture you. Yes, that is the purpose of all this fear. So anyway, this article said that Iran released to the public targets that they are willing to attack in Israel. And I sat there and I talked to and I just asked myself, why would Iran publicly announce targets in Israel? Does that make any sense? What kind of war strategy is this? This is not some kind of art of war genius stuff right here. But guess what? Israel is doing the same thing. They're like, they're publicly announcing to the world, in a week, if the nuclear deal isn't reached, we will attack Iran. And then the nuclear deal itself, they keep saying they have it. And then the next day, you read another article that said, no, they don't have an agreement. Then the next day, it's the same thing. They made an agreement. It's this mind game bullshit. It's literally some kind of game, I'm telling you. Like, it's incredible what they're doing. 51 Project says, hi, welcome. By the way, look up Harry Patch on YouTube. He died I heard of Harry Patch, actually. Yeah, at 115, he was the last surviving British soldier. Yes, I saw that interview. He said clearly war is murder and nothing else. That's because that is all it is. That's exactly it. Chat's going crazy. What is going on? Oh my. Oh wow, we're all glitchy today. Jeez. Oh, Angel is here too. Hi, Angel. That's weird. I just had a bunch of comments. All right, pressure from the atmosphere messing with the Cali environment. I went out into my yard for an hour and it was very unnatural. Yeah, something strange is going on. Radiohead did a brilliant... Oh, they did? Hey, can you send that to me, Nigel, please? I would really love that. I would love to hear that. So just message it to me or whatever. Anyway, so... And then you have this high strangeness taking place with Putin. And here's the thing, okay? If you're gonna go out of your way and set up hundreds of thousands of soldiers and equipment, and I'm talking about equipment like missile systems, you have huge armored divisions, train loads of tanks, etc., etc., as far as the eye can see, all over the border. I mean, you guys can't even comprehend how massive of an operation this would have to be. Like, this is absolutely epic to get something like this done, and to set it up and just hang out there for no reason. And of course, Putin, unlike Israel and Iran, is not going to publicly announce that he's going to invade Ukraine, because he's not like that. But I see okay, they did a similar exercise earlier this year, then they retreated, but they left a lot of their equipment there. And now they return at a perfect time when the ground will be frozen, perfect for an invasion. So what does this all mean? Then again, I don't know. Like, what is the goal? Like, I'm trying to read the mind of Putin. Like, what is the goal? Does he want to bring back the glory of the Soviet Union? Because my God, that is not going to happen. That is never going to happen again. I'm telling you right now. It's like, does he want to build a great empire like all these psychotic leaders, like Napoleon and all these douchebags and Genghis Khan? Oh, I want to be great. I want to be number one. That's why I invade. So just to make that point clear, just because I'm Russian and my wife's Ukrainian, doesn't mean I necessarily support Russia, okay? You think I'm going to be happy if they invaded Ukraine? Not one bit. Speaking of which, so 13,000 people died since that separatist conflict started. And Mariupol, the city where my wife is from, she personally knows people in the large church that she went to who died in that war. So even that war had a personal effect on her, at least. Yeah, it's about, Angel just made a fantastic point. It's about spending money. It's all about money. And you're not going to believe how much the stock market's going to go up. I'm not even going to say if, I'm so certain that at some point it's going to start. I'm just going to say when. The stock market's already happy about everything. They're just on an endless cocaine binge that just never seems to end. They just want to keep snorting line after line of blow. Just, keep going higher. And then when the worst things are, the higher the stock market will go. And you bet your ass that you're going to see these weapons developers, their stocks shoot through the roof the moment a single bomb is dropped somewhere. Speak, I know this is off topic, but the Federal Reserve was out today announcing that they will, because of the inflation crisis, that they will announce 3 rate hikes next year. And because the stock market doesn't believe anything that the Fed says, it actually went higher. Because there's no reason to believe anything that they say. They just keep talking without walking for years on end. All right, Longstar says, Putin's Russia may have went rogue, but they're still under control of upper-level cabal. Yeah, I mean, the upper-level cabal is under control of everything, though. Everybody's at the mercy. That's the thing. That's what I despise about, our existence here, basically. Like, it's like we're not allowed to just live our lives. Like, it's like we're at the mercy of history in the making, basically, right? So it doesn't matter what epoch you live in. You can't just simply live your life. Something has to absolutely screw everything over, at least in many cases. And war is one of those big things throughout history. I mean, check this out. During the Middle Ages, 1 out of 10 people born died in war. I mean, just try to wrap your, 10% of all the people you know, if you're born in the Middle Ages, died in war. So, I mean, if that's not just tragic, then I don't know what is. And keep in mind, the war back then, stabbing, chopping, bashing skulls in. It's not that it's that much better today. It's really not, but it was certainly quite a bit more brutal for the most part, I would say. Okay, let's look at the comments. Okay, sorry, I got to keep up with this. War creates PTSD. That trauma turns into coping mechanisms like alcohol. If the children are damaged, then as they are damaged, they damage their children, on and on. It's a vicious cycle. Oh, that is the greatest comment. Thank you. That is exactly it. It is fear programming. It's generational fear program. Yes. Infinite Corridor says, pineapple is what killed me last night. No joke. It was bad. A neurotoxin sometimes killed my body. Yeah, my body's been feeling really strange too. Like, like this weird tingling sensations. I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's been a weird couple of days. Like everybody's agreeing with me too. It's like we're all on the same page here. So obviously something's going on, you know? Um, Something that killed my body and the other reality I shift from into it's extremely unlikely to say pineapple. Hey, pineapple, why not? It's one of my favorite fruits, but now I'm going to be questioning that. Long Star says 51 project, endless cycle of control. Yeah, exactly. Literally. Yeah, Angel, you're tired all the time. Yeah, yeah. Me too lately, actually. Even though, I drink plenty of caffeine and do plenty of exercise, I still kind of feel that grogginess myself, so I'm with you right there. Hang on just a second. Deja vu. It does kind of all feel like a deja vu thing. Brutality is following the globalists into perpetual war. So yeah, here's the thing, okay? So this is the screwed up thing about all, right? So it might be actually true that diplomatic solutions are trying to be made by individual people. So, for example, there might actually be people who genuinely care about the Iran nuclear deal and want to come to a conclusion that will not result in war. For example, with Russia, I believe there are genuinely people at NATO and in the Russian government who literally care and want to come to a diplomatic solution as well. However, the problem is that in these systems of control, because it's so compartmentalized as well, that is a big factor in it too. You're going to have the black sheep on the other side of that who are going to want to thwart the diplomatic solutions, and they're going to want to engage in war no matter what. And those psychopaths are the most dangerous kind, because no matter if a solution comes or not, they're going to try to throw it off in some way or another. So, let's get to the chat here. It's way beyond deja vu. There isn't even a word. Yeah. Oh wow. This is crazy that this is all happening to us. This is just nuts. I'm so glad I did a stream today so we could kind of confirm this. I rearranged rooms. By the way, are you guys okay with me like reading the comments? I know that's kind of weird. Like a lot of people don't do that, but I love your comments and I just wanted to display them. If you're not okay with that, I won't read them. I know that's kind of weird. Like some people don't do that. I rearranged rooms in my house and I've had nothing but drama yeah, me too. This is nothing but drama here too. Yeah. Iran should have a nukes, period. I'm sure they already do, Angel. They're the so-called processing of uranium, blah blah blah. They already got it done. I guarantee it. Speaking of which, I wonder where Chat is. He did say he's going to show up on the chat. I hope he. Alpha and Omega says they're going to lock us down and power out. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. I mean, where I'm at, we're already having another mask mandate for indoors. I'm like, you want to talk about deja vu? Here we are. For me, this is. Wait, I don't get what you mean, Angel. Are you talking at us or? I'm confused. Anyway. All right. Trish likes that I read them. I'm glad you read. Sometimes the chat replay doesn't show up about reading comments. Yeah. Well, I'm talking with you, so I'm conversing with you. The purpose to read the comments to, I don't know, build a conversation, kind of align everything. I don't know. I'm pretty new to this live stuff, so back and forth. Yeah. So speaking of comments, Yeah, a lot of smart folks. You guys are smart. I love you guys. You know, I kind of had some. I had a relatively large YouTuber actually subscribe to my channel today and share one of my videos, which I thought was really awesome. So maybe have some more smart people coming in here soon. And you guys are great, man. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't continue doing this. Like, I just love what you have to say and everything. It's just awesome. So speaking of saying stuff, so what do you think? How do you see 2022 playing out? Do you think we're going to head into war in 2022? If we do head into war, is it going to be more, do you think it's going to be more localized conflicts, regional conflicts, where this guy will be against that guy? Or do you think there's going to be alliances made? For example, if China invades Taiwan, is the U.S. going to align with Japan like they publicly announced that they will? Or if, Israel attacks Iran, who's going to align with Iran? Well, many people, obviously. But I don't think Saudi Arabia will be one of them, I'll tell you that. Let's not get into that, though. So what do you think? I think that at the very minimum, we're going to see regional conflicts next year. If not a full-blown global third world war. As far as like a nuclear war, I don't know. That's probably unlikely. I would say that's probably unlikely, but you know what? Like I said before, anything is possible, and nothing's out of the picture. Nothing's out of the ordinary. Every single thing I'm open to, and I think at the very minimum in 2022 we're going to see like very large scale regional conflicts. Okay. Yeah, it could be a distraction, Trish. It could be. That's a very good point. It seems like we've been having a lot of distractions too. Tunnel Mental says, "Oh, let's go, Angel." Oh wait, I gotta go. Hold on. Infinite Corridor says the feeling of energy going on right now is pretty dense. No, that's what it is. Yeah, it is. It's dense. It's heavy. It's a weight on the shoulders. That's what it feels like. It feels like it's a burden. To me, it doesn't feel positive. It doesn't feel uplifting, even though I'm trying to set myself to that. But again, I thought this was a personal thing for me because I spent like an hour on that stupid website a couple of days ago. And, it's such a bizarre site that it kind of messes with your mind. So I thought I did this to myself, kind of. But it seems like other people are experiencing it too. Longstar says Robert Phoenix, Akeda numerologist, says it's going to be a weird in a lot of ways and karma hitting US. Yeah. 51 Project, the ley lines from 9/11 NYC go to Kabul, then ley lines go to Taiwan. Taiwan is definitely in the picture. That is pretty specific to iPad Go 2 for me because of the year of the tiger on the back of the no nuclear character, by the way. I can't see what else that could possibly be with the massive tiger on her back besides it being the year of the tiger, which starts February 1st. And speaking of mind games, by the way, China says that it will be ready to invade Taiwan by 2025. And even a person like me who's not by any means even close to knowledgeable on this subject, I can tell you they're totally full of crap. They are ready right now. They're ready. They did not build an entire mock version of an entire portion of Taiwan to simulate invasions, not just once or twice. We're talking countless times. If they say 2025, they actually mean 2022. You can't trust a thing they say. You can't trust anything they say. This is the thing. If they publicly announce stupid stuff like this, you got to ask yourself the real motive behind what the hell they're saying, Like, it's just so suspicious. Peter, Jack Peters, I think AI is on the cusp of becoming super intelligent. Yes, it is. If that happens, I would expect a massive war. Yeah, like Terminator 2 like stuff. Terminator 2 without the rope, without the skeletal robots. Or, hey, maybe they've been developing them in secret. Who knows? Maybe they already have them. I know they have that crazy robot dog, DARPA or whatever. Peter Champo channel. He was a geomancer. Look for his vids on World Trade Center. I will. Thank you. USA is a scapegoat for what all our countries did. That's a good point. Only they will pay for it. It's not. Yeah, I mean, all nations, all groups of people, all ethnic groups, everyone subjugated populations, everyone enslaved populations. Everyone loves pointing fingers at one another while the entire human race has treated each other terribly for generations. So excellent point there, Angel. Mao princelings, they have a Wikipedia page, descendants of Chairman Mao. They're like trillionaires. I believe it. Yeah. And in China's goal of becoming godlike power basically is what I think they're going for. Even Kim in North Korea, he went to the best schools. Yes, he did, and he loves American movies too. He has an entire wall full of them. I mean, the hypocrisy in places like that is unreal. Here he is talking crap about the Western world while having entire walls full of American movies and not allowing his population to watch South Korean media or anything else. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. I don't think North Korea is doing too well right now, though. They're in a desperate starvation situation again for like the 100th time. I don't think that's something unusual for them by any means, but people have kind of forgot about them lately, which is a really dangerous thing because if you're not being spoken about in the fake media, that means you could be plotting something in the background. And have you guys heard about that weird green thing, that patch behind Kim Jong-un's head? And nobody seems to figure out what it is, but he has like some robot badge in the back of his neck or something. It's just so weird. People speculate he might have cancer or something. This reality is a resonance game. Your primary vibrational frequency you vibe is what our influences creates are. Yeah, that's true. Then there's collective resonance as well. We have to, the collective resonance it's always tense because it's in a survival mode. That's the thing. What I just mentioned, about starvation in North Korea. It's always, the collective is always in a survival fight or flight mode. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk anymore. What is going on? Jack says, OpenAI says they're going to build a human brain size of 2020. I would not be shocked if they even had that human brain now, and they're just not telling us about it. The real technology they have behind the scenes is definitely ahead, at least by a few years, than what we're publicly presented with. The 51 Project, is that a human brain size they have based on the average human brain? Because that seems to be about as big as a pea. I'm sorry, that's not actually funny. That's kind of sad, but it is kind of funny too, because that's just so true. I mean, there's a lot of dumbasses out there. Okay, we're screwed due to the collective. Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't mean we can still smile while being screwed, right? We could still at least attempt to have inner peace even while being screwed. I think that's one of the keys there. And it's a struggle though, because your emotions always want to take over, your anxiety and insecurities always come up, but if you could learn to have that inner peace despite chaos, I think that would be a huge achievement actually. That's what the recent book is, the Aramaic translations of the Gospels, that's what it's all about. It's about inner transformation, and I just finished that book, and I ordered another one by that same author, by the way, called The Prayers of the Cosmos. Okay. The mob is always wrong, Bread and circuses. Yeah, that's how it's been for so long. Roman Empire, all these other empires, the Byzantine, it's all, it's like they love their control. I don't even know what it is. They love to be controlled. All right, guys, I'm going to go until, 5 more minutes, okay? It's unfortunate Chad didn't make it because he would have had some really good insights on the actual strategy behind what's going on and why he really feels like we are headed into a major global conflict. He has some really good insights on that. But you can still check out his channel. It's just called Chad Carr, ChadKarr. He's been watching me for a long time, and I've been watching him for a long time. So, yeah, true. I've heard conspiracies about this. Yeah, having machines since the 60s, yeah. Would not be surprised, like my friend Samir the other day. Even like 2001 A Space Odyssey, just like even the representation of hell and the technology represented in that movie from the 60s was actually pretty sophisticated if you think about it, and pretty well done. But, Kubrick was a genius, so it's not that it shocks me. I'm just saying, like, ideas like this were already floated around in the 1960s, so just wanted to make that point. All right. Whew. I'm happy I don't take any of it seriously. I should have been a Viking, just don't be afraid. Yeah, Vikings are cool. Speaking of scapegoats, they've been scapegoated for a lot too. I mean, they did do some terrible things for sure, but they've actually done a lot of good too. They were brilliant shipbuilders. They were brilliant philosophers. They had some really complex ideas. They had really interesting communal lives. There's a lot of great stuff about the Vikings too. They had some very interesting beliefs. And I like some, Norwegian metal, so I'm not against that at all. You gotta laugh at this. We're living in the absurdist, like Monty Python. Yes. I mean, you gotta laugh because a great chunk of it is just so stupid. Like, it's just so freaking stupid. You're like, just think, like, even Omicron, right? The anagram to that is moronic. It's like, do they do that on purpose? Like, hey, it's moronic. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, wait, Chad's here. Oh my gosh, Chad, we've been waiting for you. Oh, have you been here the whole time? You're just being silent? I was about to go, actually, but I'm going to stay a little longer now. Let's see how much battery I have, though. Hold on, guys. Okay, I could go on for a few more minutes. So, yeah, Theog said, did you see Elon Musk's new haircut like the bad guy from the Fifth Element? Yeah, what was his name? His name was like Zorg, right? The one who was like bleeding. Gary Oldman. It was Gary Oldman. He was bleeding from his head, like he bled sweat, right? That guy? Is that the one you're referring to? I did not see his new haircut, by the way, but I want to now because he said that. So, Chad, we did get into some of the stuff. We talked about Russia a little bit. Like, we basically asked, like, why would they take the time to put so much equipment and go out of their way to do all this stuff? I mean, this is a huge move. You know how big of an operation this would have to be? The logistics of it, all this missiles and artillery and tanks, all this stuff has to be moved by rail to the border, and they're doing it just as an exercise. So this is what we're questioning. And if you're still here, Yeah, Russia has 3.2 military personnel if you include all branches and components. I did not even know that. That's insane. Well, how much do we have now after probably a big chunk left because they were forced to? Oh, Dan Beck is here now because they were forced to get the, Jabaruni. I'm sure we lost some people. I've read about it. I've read a recent article that a naval officer, a high-ranking naval officer, was booted out because he refused it. And is that what we should be doing right now when people are preparing for global conflicts to kick people out of the military? This just seems ridiculous. One thing we didn't touch on, by the way, that I didn't talk about, and I'm glad I didn't stop the stream yet. We have lost a substantial. Chad, you know what? I think that we lost a lot more than they're claiming too. This is just the stuff they do. So if they say 5% of military personnel quit, the actual number is probably closer to 15. I mean, I don't know, but that I just you can't trust anything they say. So this is the thing. So one thing I forgot to touch on was the shipping containers. So I actually did a little bit of research on this, and 99% of the shipping containers at these ports are not checked. And I didn't know that. I literally thought they were all checked. Even though I've been to the port of Long Beach and port of Los Angeles, I've been to both of them. And these places are absolutely gargantuan. Like, you guys will not even, if Nigel, since you live there, if you've been to those ports, tell them freaking how massive they are. Like, they're the size of cities. Like, they have their own highways and their own bridges, everything, their own infrastructure. These ports are massive. And they check 1% of the containers. So, and then there was an article that came out where China developed specific weapon systems that were designed for shipping containers to be hidden inside them. Isn't that strange when you have the one article coming out saying 1% of shipping containers are checked, and then China develops a weapon to be hidden in shipping containers, and it's kind of like the system where it sort of pops up and you have basically missiles flying out of the container. It's crazy. All right, Chad says China has 23 to 24 million if you include paramilitary. Right, and then they probably have tons of reservists and people that are trained in military tactics. So USA has lost 200,000 soldiers, I hear, who did not take the thing that I'm not going to say. How convenient to make USA fall. Exactly. It's just so absurd. It's like how do you weaken a place? You weaken a place from the inside first. If you have a strong empire that's weakened, that's rotting from the inside, it becomes much easier to invade, right? I mean, it seems obvious to me. It's just sad. It's like I don't want this place to fall. I don't want us to go down in flames. I don't. This is a great country. There's still potential here, there's still something here. There's still a spirit here, and to see it fall, that would be a true tragedy. I would hate to see it. So I thought at first they were trying to starve Americans, but I think it's being done to hurt China because there's no reason they're all offshore sitting. It's strange. The shipping container crisis, Angel, it's very odd. Chad says, yes, China and Russia have massive millions of troops inside. You think that they're actually inside? Whoa, that would be even creepier. Can you imagine that? They're already here? That's a really disturbing thought to think about. Longstar says, evergreen containers on the ship in the Suez Canal. I remember that event, yes. And the truck on the Chinese highway. The show Dexter years ago had children in an evergreen. Oh yeah, that is a rabbit hole that is just too disturbing for the It makes me sick to think about very much. Of course, that happens though, and the organ harvesting and all sorts of really sick, twisted things. Like Israel, I'm sure America has a Samson plan. Well, yeah, all these countries have emergency plans. It's all about ritual. Yeah, it's a death cult. It's a cult of death. That's what it is. No fighting in the war room. Dr. Strangelove, another brilliant Kubrick movie where he got it spot on, where you have psychopaths in power portraying themselves, portraying how they really are. Yes, Trojan shock troops, Chad says. PLA, PAP, Russian Army, also their allies too. It wouldn't shock me one bit. Oh crap, I'm freezing. I'm freezing, guys. What's going on? I don't know. What is going on? Did they kick me out? Did we say something too much? Can you guys see me? Let me jump back in. Hold on. Population control, massive reduction. Can still hear you? Oh, okay. Well, as long as you can hear me. It's fine. I better go in a minute anyway, because my phone probably can't handle this much. Yeah, let me just read the final thoughts. Sino-Russian fourth land generation, yeah, involves external invasion and also Trojan. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's just really disturbing to think about. Yeah, I know I'm frozen, guys. It's all good. They may be messing with it. Yeah, of course they hate this topic. They don't. Well, we hate the war plans, so we want to talk about evil agendas and things like that, and we should be able to freely discuss, even speculate on potential plans. I mean, if we're going to be screwed over, then we want to know what the plan is. I mean, or if we're not, or if their plans fail, then so be it. Then that's good. That means we're blessed. That's what I'm saying. They let them in because it's in their plan. Orchestrating from a war room is real. It is real. It is real. And like Angel said earlier about making money in the corporations and stocks, and it is war is extremely profitable. You want a missile on a Navy ship could cost $1 million or more for one missile. So just think about the profiteering that goes on. That's what it's always been about, really. They've been moving. Yeah, if the world doesn't come to an end entirely, I don't think a 90% population reduction is far-fetched whatsoever by like 2030. I think that is a very realistic possibility. The CCP and Russians, though, they will stab the Western satanic elites in the back once they take over. Yeah, it's trying to be covert. Yeah, I guess we can't talk about that, Nigel. Oh well. All right, guys. I think the stream is probably going to cut out on its own anyway. It's all tripping out on me. I'm glad that you're able to come in, Chad, for at least a little bit. Thank you for coming on. They don't need people anymore. Iraq for sale. Yeah. The only survivals will be the worst people. I hope to God you're wrong about that. Billions for an F-35 that doesn't work. Yeah, Russia makes stuff that they can produce. It works. Yeah, that jet. I remember that story. Yes. Yeah, you take care. All right, guys. Have a good night. Glad to see everyone. Goodbye.